I want you to put your attention on this specific thing, issue, emotion, belief, thought pattern, behavior that you want to change. Maybe something uncomfortable in a relationship, something you react to. It may be that you go for the big goal. It's like, I want to be free of all fear, or I want to be free of all judgments. I want to love myself and the world unconditionally, big or small. I want you to try and say it out loud to yourself, or as it's all everybody's muted, so just say it out loud to yourself as specifically, succinctly as possible. You might say it again. And I want you to know how it feels to say it. How does it feel to say it? Does it come with some excitement, like, yeah, this is going to happen, total confidence? Does it come with dread, fear of it failing, fear of it not happening? What emotions come with it? Does it come with the memory of pain of all the times you tried and failed and it's still here, and frustration and hopelessness? Does it come with a sense of, that will be awesome? What emotions come with it? Okay, take a moment. Write down what the goal is. What is it you're out there to do? And write down the emotions that come with it when you say it. Very important to write it down, because you're actually engaging a different part of your brain. You're actually prioritizing it higher when you're taking action to write it down. You're making the neural pathway stronger in your brain and visualizing, this is what's going to happen. This is a change I want to make. It's like programming the computer of your mind. This is important. 80,000 thoughts a day. We don't do most of them. Most of them never happen. But the things we write down are things the brain goes, oh, that one must be important. Now I'll assume that you have it written down, or you'll getting it close to written down. Okay, type it in the chat. I want to see what some of them are. This isn't to grade or make fun of. This is to hopefully reflect back to you what might be confusing, or how to improve that goal, so your mind goes, yeah, that's it. Okay. If you notice in the event, I had somebody had written in there what the goal was. An interesting thing. It's an interesting thing about the goal. Was I didn't understand it. It might have been very clear to him, but the language was complicated. Anybody gonna share in the chat? Apparently my internet is not as stable as I'd like. For the benefit of those listening, sorry, my internet is not as stable as I'd like. Okay. Free from concerns. It feels light, joyful, peaceful. Service. Kay says, heal the conflict between my inner victim and victimizer. When I say this, I feel strong, solid, confident. This is what I want, but I'm not sure what the emotion is. Well, confidence is a feeling. React calmly to my children's negative behavior with love and authenticity. Okay. Okay, to that, I'm going to say, Daniel, what's authenticity? Because that's a word I don't understand what it means for you. So if you have a clear idea of the feeling or meaning, please clarify that with what authenticity might feel like or sound like if it's coming out of your mouth. Martha, goal is to feel and believe and express with as full a range of my expression as I feel appropriate at the time. Emotions that came up, anger, excitement, and feeling empowered. Okay, Martha, with that goal, to feel, believe, and express with as full range of my expression as I feel appropriate at the time. Okay. If you're doing that, if you're feeling, believing, expressing it in the way that's appropriate time, that will be like what? And it could be a metaphor, could be a feeling. You're talking about doing something, but it's not, it seems to lack, I don't know what that means. Okay. Maybe it means like when I'm angry, I want to be absolutely angry with no judgment whatsoever and about what I feel and express when I'm angry. And when I'm sad, I want to allow myself to be sad and feel full sadness with no stories about it and be present in that sadness. Okay. Because when I say a full range of expressions I feel appropriate to time, appropriate is a vague word. It doesn't tell me what, it's like a measurement of something. Like the judge might be doing something that says, you might be doing something that the judge says is appropriate. Okay. Oh, this is good. Okay. Person, I want to work less. I want to say no to new projects. When emotion comes up, fear if I say no, I will not be valued and therefore be abandoned fired. Interesting word, be abandoned is the feeling versus fired. Okay, and to that I say, that's what you want to work less. So you're spending less time here. And if you're working less here, we want to put this goal perhaps in the affirmative. You will then be doing what with your time? Because if your goal is say, I want less of this, good, but let's refine it. More clarity is like if you have working less, then you're doing what with your time? Because you want to leverage both what you want and the emotions of what you don't want. Okay. Alexandra, I'm worthy to put myself out there and be of service. My work is important enough for me to create content. My apologies, people. My apologies. I did not know that we were going to end up with this. It's the detriment of trying to do this while I'm traveling. Okay. And Alexandra, I want to be worthy to put myself out there and be of service. Work is important enough to create content, become visible. Okay. And if you're worthy and you're putting yourself out there in a way that you feel worthy, what does that feel like? Because with this goal, it's not enough to say, I am worthy. It's like, I want to feel worthy. Be in touch with the emotion. What do you want it to feel like? What do you want it to feel like to be putting work out there that is important? And what makes it important? What's important work? Why is it important? Why is it important to you? Okay, Tim, I want to have the desire and ability to connect with others. Emotions that come up are fear, failure of succeeding, not being capable. Okay, so here's a great goal that's to me a process, and that's important to have. And there probably needs to be, to make it more specific and clear, an outcome to that process. Say, I want to have the desire and ability to connect with others. Okay, if we have the desire and ability, does it mean that we will do it? No, no. It's like people saying, well, I want to have $1 million. Great. Okay, you get $1 million. Has your life changed? No, because it's sitting there in the mattress or it's in the bank account and you're living your same life. You feel the same. Maybe you want $1 million because I want to go feed the poor. That's what's inspiring about $1 million. Having a desire and an ability is what's needed to take the action to have the life or relationships you want. My guess is if you have the desire and ability, that's going to put you in a process that then you will take action, connect with others, and build really connecting, supported, loving relationships. Then that's the real goal. Desire and ability is a means to get what? Is this making sense? Is your goal an interim means? Look at it. Or does it give you the outcome you want? And if it's an interim means or the resources to get what you want, then I want you to like, okay, that gives me the resources to get what is it that I really want from this. Ayla's, Isla's goal, peace and presence, and to do everything from love. That's the state she wants to live in as a way of living life. That's like the way of being in the world can be a goal in itself. So to me, that's not a process. It's how she wants to feel as she's having a conversation going about her day. Okay. Primos, I want to be without fears. Awesome. The sensation of feeling of power, tingling the whole body. Then the mind shows up to be difficult to execute actions that I fear. Would be difficult to execute actions that I fear. So you have the goal, would be without fears. Then here's the next bit. What does that feel like? We know there's this thing we don't want, but we also want to put in the affirmative. We will then feel what? We will then be doing what? And I'm not sure what it means. It would be difficult to execute actions that I fear. So maybe you can give a comment about that. Okay, Fiona, I want to break through the fear of violence from my ex-partner and suppressed anger. Which is stopping me from doing what I want to do and get motivated. Okay. That's an interim goal. You want to break through that blockage. And you want to break through that blockage so you can do what you want in your life. What is it you want? That's the outcome goal. That's what's going to inspire you. You're describing I need to break through this fear I learned from my ex. That's the blockages. And that's why I asked you to put the emotions in here because it signals what the blockages are if they're fears. Okay, if you get through those blockages, what is it you want on the other side of that? Great, you want to do a half hour of yoga every day, feeling strong. Okay, if you're doing a half hour of yoga every day, feeling strong, that will feel like what? Why yoga? Half hour a day. What's the goal in including your goal, how it would feel as part of being specific? All right, so include in your goal the outcome and how you'll feel. Either you're doing yoga, how you want to feel doing yoga every day, how you want to feel in your body and energized throughout the day because you had a great yoga session. You want to feel healthy and vibrant during your yoga, and it carries and it energizes you for the day, brings you peace for the day. So my question here is, what does yoga bring to you? What does yoga bring to your life? And in terms of feeling. Tina, I want to be with all of my fears of feeling unsafe. It has been a feeling that I have run from, avoided since I was a child. My goal is then to be comfortable feeling unsafe. Those feelings arise and to not run away or get distracted to avoid feeling. Okay. This is beautiful, Tina. And how can you simplify that? All right. So it's like you're describing what you've done from and avoided in the past. So let's take that out. My goal is to be comfortable with feeling unsafe, but feeling the feelings I have inside. And then let's make that goal bigger. I want to be present and loving with myself and feel comfortable feeling the parts of me that are unsafe. And then that's like a process, like why? Because like if you make that your goal and you're like your whole mind starts to go, you see your mind's this computer and it says, I'm going to go solve that goal. And what does it do? Okay, you feel comfortable. You're feeling unsafe. You have this feeling that's unsafe. You feel comfortable. Great. And you sit there and you go and you meditate and you're comfortable feeling unsafe. And you do that the next day. And you do that the next day. And you feel like, great, you got really comfortable feeling unsafe. Are you done? Is that where you want to end up? Probably not. You probably want to do something then with those unsafe emotions because this is an important goal. This is an important skill to have to process your emotions, to sit with the parts of our mind, our emotion, our nervous system that are generating fear, radiating fear, and to be present with them. Because then, here's the next part of the goal, they change. We integrate those hurt, wounded parts. They become transformed. We become whole. We recover our willpower. Our consciousness expands. And then we can, as that fear transforms, we can transform it into love and go lovingly into the world and be completely loving with ourselves. Like, beautiful skill to learn, good goal to have, and what will you then do with it? Just making sense, people? Are you looking at your desires and your goals and going, dream bigger? There's this, okay, what do you want that for? Adrienne, not hate myself. Great. Scared. Scared is just a word. What do you want to do with the scared part? You're disbelieving and said, oh, not hate myself. That's scary. Okay, that's the emotion came up. Okay. And if you're not hating yourself, what are you doing with yourself? Write your goals, people. Is it a process? And what do you want the outcome of that process to be? What's the next thing you want to transform with that process or that skill? And then when you transform that, what will it feel like? Irene, to hold myself in a group without self-judgment. Great. And if you're not in self-judgment, you are in what? If you take all that self-judgment, it's not there, we'll move it off to the side, dissolve it. What's going on inside then? You're in a group and you're holding yourself with what? Ah, there it is. I will feel always present with unconditional love and acceptance of what is here. And now I would say always present with unconditional love and acceptance of what is here. Now, consider that, don't have to, consider that making that simpler. I will be present with unconditional love and acceptance